The race to be Labour's number 2 is officially on. Bridget Philipson versus Lucy Powell. This was all set off by Angela Rayner's resignation, triggering the first deputy leadership contest while in government for nearly 20 years. And it matters because to some extent it's a referendum on the party and its direction. Bridget Philipson is in the cabinet and seen as Starmer's favoured candidate.
With a seat at the cabinet table, I will be your voice at the heart of government to get things done.
Lucy Powell recently lost her cabinet job and is seen as a more critical voice.
I would be a full-time deputy leader, a strong, independent voice at the heart of what we do.
This is day 1 of the Labour conference in Liverpool, where we're going to be taking a closer look at those 2 candidates. The MPs have made their choice and so have the union. So now it's all down to the Labour members. So what do they want and what does it all mean for the party of government at a pretty tricky time? The deputy leader becomes a well-known figure in public life, but it's been a while since there was a real battle for the role. This is Dennis Healey only just seeing off a challenge from left-winger Tony Benn in 1981. This time they won't be Deputy Prime Minister, that role's gone to David Lammy. And this contest is not between 2 opposing wings of the party. All the contenders on the left failed to get the numbers of MPs to get to the final round. So this is how it works. First, the MPs voted, and successful contenders needed at least 80 of their colleagues. Bridget Philipson got 175, Lucy Powell 117. Then they needed unions on side, and they both cleared that hurdle. Then constituency Labour parties, where Lucy Powell took the lead, and now it's up to members to make the final choice. We are heading out to ask a few Labour members whether it should be Lucy or Bridget. Are you Labour members, guys?
I am, and I'm voting Lucy.
Voting Lucy, why is that?
She's my local MP. I've known her a long time. She always acts with integrity and impartiality, and I think she'll be a good bridge between members and the cabinet.
What's that?
Can you take a photo with Lucy? Okay. Bridget, is Bridget for you, is it?
Yes, she's powerful. I know her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are her strong points?
She's very steely. But you know, she's been brought up the hard way, and she's very committed, quite stubborn.
Lucy, why are you voting for Lucy? We're from Sky News.
Because I'm from Greater Manchester.
And do you know her?
Yeah.
Why would she be good?
I mean, I think that she is someone who is a progressive leader, but she's also not going to undermine the party.
Yeah? Why is she the best?
I'd like a challenge to Starmer.
And she'll provide that?
I think so.
What are you thinking at the moment?
Probably Bridget.
Why do you think?
I just heard her speak, actually. I think she is. I think she's really driven about her topic.
Bridget, why Bridget? Why is she the best?
I think that she's very experienced in government. I said to my party members the other day, please tell me one time that Bridget has made a gap.
I think Lucy Powell being, if you like, independent of government and being full-time in the role, I think definitely gives her an edge.
At the conference, they've been turned into drinks, made to do DJ sets, and now it's down to serious business. It's day 2 of the conference, and we're just going to hear Bridget Philipson's main speech from the stage.
Please welcome the Secretary of State for Education, Bridget Philipson.
For too long, poverty has cascaded down the generations, a stain that scars and shames our brilliant country. Labour chooses to drive it down to end it. I choose to drive it down to end it. It is a scourge I grew up with. It is a scourge I want to end.
So you'll see she's really pushing that point about her working class background in Sunderland, where she's an MP, and her achievements in government. But the question is she a bit too close to Keir Starmer, who is rather unpopular at the moment? I'm going to see if I can go and grab a chat with her.
Hi Bridget, how are you? Good, very good, thank you. You're bound by collective responsibility. Will you be able to speak up and say to Keir Starmer, look, I'm not sure this is the right thing to do? Have there been things over the past year which the party's kind of rode back on? Will you be able to be clear to him when you think they're going wrong?
Look, I'm my own woman and I get things done, and I fought tooth and nail for many of the announcements I've made as Education Secretary, whether that's expanding free school meals to 500,000 more children. That will lift 100,000 children out of poverty, and I want to do more on areas like child poverty. That will be my number one priority.
You'll be
as
pushing
deputy
for the lifting
leader
of that benefit cap.
Well, I know what we need to do.
Just seen Bridget Philipson in the hall. Lucy Powell doesn't get to speak from the main stage because she's not in the cabinet, but she's doing this Q&A with members at a hotel down the road, so we're going to try and catch up with her there. So where does she think Labour's going wrong with voters?
They don't know who we stand for and what we're trying to do, and I don't think we've drawn all the elements together strongly enough. We look a bit too tactical. We're doing one thing one day, one thing another, rather than selling that much broader, bold vision about how we're changing the country and why. And we need to really stress test our ideas more strongly, and I think that is a great strength.
Not with a narrow group.
Not with just a narrow group who all agree with each other, because that's when mistakes are made, that's when we get things wrong.
I'm just back at the media room now. So that's the main difference, really. Lucy Powell, who's a Manchester MP, was dropped from Keir Starmer's cabinet, so she's no longer bound to support every policy in public. Some people have linked her to the Manchester Mayor, Andy Burnham, but she has said that is sexist and she wants Keir Starmer to succeed.
Look, I want Keir to succeed. We need Keir to succeed. We need this Labour government to succeed, because actually what's at stake is people's hopes and expectations that politics can actually change things for the better.
So the two candidates are on stage now for their hustings, where they'll be taking questions from members.
I'd like to hear about how you feel we can challenge reform.
We've got the fight of our lives in taking on reform. Now, we can't ape them. We have to take them on in a way that is consistent with our values, Labour values, and as your deputy leader, I'll unite our party, take the fight to reform, because divided parties don't win elections, and if we're fighting amongst ourselves, we can't be fighting reform.
Look, we've ceded the political megaphone in this country to reform for too long. We've let them set the terms of the debate. This is a country that just doesn't work for ordinary working people, and we need to fundamentally rewire the way the economy works, the way the country works. And we've done fantastic things to try and do that over the last year or so, but people haven't heard about them because we're not setting the agenda well enough, and our mistakes have overshadowed that.
So what's the verdict? Phillipson got more MPs and the larger unions. Powell got more local parties, and polls of members have given her a modest lead. Phillipson is seen as more loyal to Starmer, but that could be a disadvantage when the leader's struggling, while Powell is free to criticise the government. So we're leaving Liverpool, the conference is over, and now it's up to Labour's 300,000 members to cast their vote, and the outcome could have big implications for the party's fortunes.